GTII absolutely flexing its potential today. Let's go ahead and go over the details for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this fine Monday night. This is ARCa coming at you with the GTII technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our Discord trading community called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we're going to touch on the 3-day chart here first with the Crypstex ARC-Series enhanced MACD indicator. Okay, you guys, so the reason why I'm pointing this out is because I've tweeted out earlier in the morning today that the expansion phase has started, and what that means is that just like we were talking about before, we have kind of a weird way to measure this, right? So I just took a quick way of measuring this, right? So based on the last iteration where we contracted to these very tight levels of this, the red area, which is the cloud, aka Bollinger Bands, or aka volatility, I measured that contraction area just to try to see if it matches the contraction zone where we're in right now. And it just so happens to be right in that same thickness too. Okay, so very curious that was the expansion phase that we were in before we faced that huge pump to the $9 area, the last iteration, right? So in this case, yes, we were absolutely contracted to the very same thickness, right? And now we're starting that expansion phase. Okay, so that expansion phase alongside momentum represented by the MACD moving average here, you can see that we have upside momentum and an expansion phase opening up. What that usually means is that as soon as it opens up all the way, that means price action is already or about to move to either the downside or upside. Now, the downside or upside, of course, because volatility is direction neutral. We need momentum to give us that bias. So momentum is giving us an upside bias alongside a bull signal as well, just like it did the last time. Okay, very interesting things here, and we're only in the second dot. Okay, you can see how many dot and iterations we actually face for that huge move to the upside. Okay, so this is very much in conjunction. I'm talking about the enhanced MACD is very much in conjunction with what I talk about very often within the volatility versus momentum profile. Okay, so this is a very manual way of running backtests and looking at that potential interaction between volatility and momentum, right? So it's been condensed into a smaller version. So the enhanced MACD essentially provides that information for you. So we have upside momentum, right? And we have a very tight contraction phase now starting to expand. Okay, so upside and expansion. Let's go back and take a look at this. So we have the upside momentum and now the volatility starting to expand. Okay, so this is going to be critical expansion or critical volatility within the 90 percentile. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way just to show you how in line they are with each other. Okay, so we do have that expansion phase starting right to the upside. Contraction is downside, okay? So expansion is upside. So expansion phase and momentum upward, all right? So this is exactly what's happening right now, all right? Expansion and momentum. So this is a very good thing, guys. Let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart. I need you to kind of stick for the whole video because all of this information is not just straight up, okay? We just need to be very careful here. This is the Crypstex ARC-DBSI indicator indicating a very strong percentile lead by the bulls, okay? We are now at 65% over the bears at 35% strength. The way that this indicator is gauging that strength is taking a metric of every single candle iteration printed throughout the entire trading history of the asset's particular time frame, in this case the 8-hour. Okay, so by taking all of these metrics, it actually gives us that valuation right up here in a percentage. All right, another thing that DBSI tends to notice is when we are above the 13-day exponential moving average. Okay, so this 13-day exponential moving average is absolutely below us and now acting as a guide towards the way up. And we also got a bull signal here with that blue dot on, let's see, the opening of this candle iteration, which was on January 27th at $1.04. Okay, so it was a very respectable bull signal. Okay, very, very interesting things. Okay, so now this is a very important part of the analysis. Okay, other than the fact that we have to look at RSI and momentum and stuff, this is incredibly important for us to know now. Okay, do not fall for the comments in the comments below saying to WhatsApp me and to for the helplines and to text me, guys. That's not me. Okay, do not fall for that stuff. Know that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, okay, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine, okay, you guys? So, all right, so this is a very complex breakout. Let's understand it first, okay? Usually breakouts for per formations use the golden rule of three, meaning 3 tests of the resistance followed by a capitulation and then a true attempt at breakout number 4, okay? Sometimes number 5 tends to happen. Okay, but 4 is more common. 5 is always 5 tends to come in when there's more of a complex breakout. So what you're looking at here is a buy formation. We have a broadening descending wedge and a right angle triangle, or a descending triangle as some people like to call it. Okay, let's go ahead and get our count in first. All right, we have test number 1 of the resistance, 2, 3 of the resistance. Of course, we capitulate, right? And then we come back to break out of the triangle on test number 4. All right, so things are looking good and they're moving as per expected. Okay, why is it complex? Well, this is the reason why. The broadening descending wedge has done test number 1, 2, and 3 of the resistance. This is test number 4 here, but it faked out. Why did it fake out? Well, because the triangle was only in its test 3 at the time. So the broadening descending wedge was not ready to break out on test number 3. Test number 3 is usually a signal for the shorts to come in. Okay, you guys, so it failed at test number 4. I'm talking about the broadening descending wedge, failed test number 4, reclaimed the inside of it, right? And of course, selling off per the descending triangle. And then the descending triangle broke out on test number 4, and today's price action led us to break out finally on test number 5 of the broadening descending wedge. All right, true breakout 4 of the descending triangle, true breakout 5 of the broadening descending wedge. Very interesting set of events here, okay, you guys? So now the upside move that we actually ended up looking at today, which came out to be at what value? We ended up going up to about, let's see, the high of the candle was $2.07, right around the area that we were talking about. That would be the most obvious target that we would reach, is what I said in the last thread. Okay, why? Because that's where we were the last time when we were at 350% to the upside. So now we're at 351. Okay, you guys. So that's great. We're moving along. We're moving along very nicely. Of course, we're gonna find some resistance right at that last candle iteration. A lot of people call that a double top, but please do not follow a double top formation, as that formation is only psychologically or sentiment backed, and it does not have a high enough hit rate to consider for good probabilities. Okay, we would actually need to test the entire asset for that particular time frame. But in this case, I wouldn't use it. Everything else in momentum, volatility is suggesting otherwise. Okay, you guys. So pardon me. All right, so now what I wanted to touch on was the fact that this formation does have a price objective. I'm talking about the broadening descending wedge. The broadening descending wedge has a top side objective of $2.96 per the playbook rules. Okay, you find that price objective at the genesis of the formation itself. Okay, so that's that 296 area, or 295, right? All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. So this is the statistical side of the analysis, and I would just like to point out something very, very important here, okay? And what could that be? Well, it's particular to volatility, okay, represented by BBWP. The cross of this the cross of the volatility component, this spectrum line, right, is crossing the moving average now. This moving average cross was essentially what happened with COSM just a few days ago before it actually massively ran to the upside. We just got that today. Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, the expansion phase starting, the cross of the moving average is starting. We're following a linear regression right here. We're respecting market geometry. We're breaking out of the triangle at 75%, 70%, and now closing or very close to closing a day and 17 hours, potentially closing a candle above the resistance line into now converting it as a support of this descending triangle. The descending triangle also has a topside target of about, about $19.82, which is absolutely in accordance with the 3,000% move per the volatility versus momentum back test of 3,200%. Okay, so the way that you figure that objective is that you take the trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle to the lowest point of the triangle, right? And then you apply it to the breakout zone, and you're getting a target of about $19, $20 around there. Okay, so very much in accordance here, and it's also, not to even mention that it's also landing right inside of the 2 spot 272, implying that the 2 spot 6 and 8 would essentially be the final take profit of about $23.12. Okay, you guys, so this is very, very interesting news and price action here for GTII in the event to where we do actually make that breakout. I'm talking about out of a macro perspective here, okay? So we're looking at a huge ascending channel here, which may very well be making a rare breakout to the upside. These are usually bearish formations. Let's count the iterations of tests. You have 1, 2 tests of the resistance, right? You have 3 followed by a huge capitulation event, just like normal, right? And now upon that upside move, we would essentially be making a breakout on true number 4. Okay, so if we did get that breakout, we can likely face a retracement back to about $10.21 to confirm this area as not only a valid area of support, but also in respects to validating the support of our candle high and previous all-time high of $8.94. Okay, you guys, so very important areas here too. Everything is rhyming very nicely is what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis, and this is going to be the RSI. Okay, you guys, so the RSI does have the RSI does have these 3 drives of phantom hidden bullish divergence that we caught, and the upside is still happening and is still suggesting that upside thrust. Okay, so let's go ahead and now open up a multi-pane and see what we have in store for GTII in the immediate short term to medium term and long term. Okay. So, like always, let's start off with that 30-minute immediate short term, right? So, we have, it looks to be like a limited upside on the 30-minute, but please remember, this is likely to live out really, really fast. If anything, since we are absolutely in the grips of the bull strength percentile, I can only assume that we would break out of this and convert the 14-day simple moving average represented by the pink line as a form of support. Okay, so now the bi-hourly time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside very nicely. It's absolutely within the grips of the bull strength percentile and now entering the gravitational zone, signaling a potential upside continuation. Okay, 8-hour time frame still suggesting upside in the overbought percentile, but of course, we still have iterations from the past that actually can lead us to about 96.79%. We are currently sitting at about 77%. Okay, so this is still looking very bullish. 12-hour time frame suggesting a continuation to the upside, also very much in the grips of the bull strength percentile and in the gravitational zone of the bull strength, suggesting a continuation to the upside as well. Okay, so now the 12-hour time frame also suggesting a massive upside. Let's just look at the daily within this. And actually the daily has now moved outside of the gravitational zone, so there's no danger to come down. But it is, and it is sitting in the grips of the bull strength percentile. Very good stuff here. This is let's look at the 3-day time frame, still suggesting upside. Let's look at the 5-day. 5-day now making a very important cross here. Nice. Okay, so the 5-day has now made that cross above the 14-day simple moving average. This takes a long time to fulfill. Okay, you guys. So what's good here is that now we're in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, and we have converted this 14-day simple as a form of support. Very good news here. The upside is very likely for days to come. Okay, you guys. So if you are interested in acquiring if you are interested in acquiring the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators like this Enhanced MACD and DBSI, please go ahead and send me a DM. We'll go ahead and go over the subscription packages. I am answering all of the inquiries regarding the indicators so far, and I will get to you, and it actually may be tonight. Okay, you guys. But also refer to the links in the description. You'll find Twitter and Discord there as well, and the affiliate link for TradingView if you would like to chart alongside me, and especially if you actually have the ARC-Series indicators, then we would actually be able to look at these things together. Okay, you guys. So with that said, I wish you well a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.